All right, we're coming to entry 4, and here's the little phrase to always remember, and I had trouble with this one. Less is more in entry 4. Your documented accomplishments, you got to be careful with these. Sometimes we tend to want to overstuff the list of things that we've done as documented accomplishments, but less is more. It's better to include fewer with more elaboration than it is to include several with very small amounts of elaboration on your documented accomplishments. We're just going to look at the documented accomplishments entry 4 quiz, and I'll give you some insight on some of these. I'm not going to go through all of them, but let's just take a look at a few there. Number 1, for example, surveys, questionnaires, and student contracts can make good entries. That is true. Sometimes we don't consider surveys make great entries, and student contracts, because that is something that you can document the accomplishment that you worked with the students in that particular way. And questionnaires with parents are awesome. Consider doing that one. Number 4, evidence must show that you meet, not just recognize, student needs. Very true. You've got to show, that's your evidence, that you meet the student need, not that you recognize the student's need. Knowing about it is one thing. Addressing it is what they're looking for. Number 5, at least one verification form is required. Well, that is false, but I think one is a good inclusion. You don't have to do a verification form, but I think one is a good inclusion. It leaves it's a trail of showing evidence that you did something. So one is fine, you don't have to use any, but it is not really required that you do a verification form. Number 6, fewer accomplishments written in detail are better than including several. Yes, read it. Number 12, a personal reflection journal makes a good entry. Very true. We mentioned this earlier. Do a reflective journal of what worked and what didn't, and you will have a lot of material for your entry 4 reflection as far as your documented accomplishments. We'll talk a little bit more about documented accomplishments at the conclusion of this when I give you some more information, but this is just a little it's just a little quiz to see if you're familiar with what you should and what you shouldn't use. So documented accomplishments, entry 4, the quiz. Hope you passed it.